name is Mackie, and welcome back to another edition of 60 Super Bowls in 60 days. We are in the hollow turf of Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, Florida. It is February 7th, 2021. It is Super Bowl 55 with the defending Super Bowl champion, the Kansas City Chiefs, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by the ageless wonder, the 40-plus-year-old greatness of Tom Brady. Yes, Akeem, Tom Brady, who, by the way, left after so many great years of New England, of course, is trying to find a new green pastures with Rob Gronkowski, with Leonard Fournette, and, of course, Antonio Brown. I digress. They all went to Tampa Bay to trying to win something, with Bruce Arians being the coach against Andy Reid for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this Super Bowl is weird. And not because of the game itself and the final score being a Tampa Bay beatdown, of course. But, but, to the events that take place the last Super Bowl I did. So yesterday's Super Bowl that I did was in February 2nd, 2020. One completely month later, the entire world changed on its axis. And no, not by sun's rotation and all kinds of stuff, but by the revolution or the evolution of COVID-19. And it wrecked so many things. You talk about businesses shutting down, sporting events shutting down, March Madness is gone, although they did it in a bubble, of course. But that was the next year, of course. Madness is gone, NBA season being canceled, so many things being put off because of it. And I remember this clearly because we were at my mom and dad stayed at home. I would have to watch Jay the Virgin, which is an actually good show. I watched The Last Dance. I had to have food coming at me. It was rough. It was absolutely rough. The mask wearing, the hand sanitizers, the staying 6 feet apart, and there were so many things, of course. And I would love to get even more of the political stuff and all kinds of stuff, but that is not my kind of forte. This is mostly the sports stuff. And I remember the very first sporting event to happen after COVID was a Bundesliga game. I think it was Borussia Dortmund game. It was a Borussia Dortmund game at that time. And the fact that I have live sports back, it's incredible. But the problem with that is it's live sports without a crowd. And honestly, live sports without a crowd, it just kind of robs the atmosphere much. And yes, I'm focusing on Super Bowl 54, but you get my point, of course. So the fact that this Super Bowl even exists is a testament to Roger Goodell, to the safety people, to the medical people, of course, to those so many players that have to do distances, of course, the health department, all the kind of stuff, even though many people told it was a pack of lies. The fact that we have this Super Bowl in existence, it's commendable. Absolutely commendable. I mean, I thought the Super Bowl would maybe be canceled, and I'll be like, no problem with that. But the fact that the Super Bowl exists, it's amazing. And even though it was only a few thousand people and cardboard boxes, of course, and the halftime show is kind of like downgrade, I think it was a forgettable Super Bowl in terms of atmosphere, and not like the 13-3 Super Bowl that I already rented in terms of performance and game, but in terms of like atmosphere and all kinds of stuff, it just feels like a downer Super Bowl for me. Don't worry, there'll be other good Super Bowls down the road, of course, but this Super Bowl just feels empty to me. And unfortunately for the Kansas City Chiefs, this Super Bowl was empty for Patrick Mahomes as well, because what we're supposed to have the start of a brilliant dynasty with the most young, dominant quarterback ever, an incredible team with Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and all that kind of stuff, turn into a nightmare scenario in which, oh, Kansas City's offensive line looked absolutely crap against this incredible Tampa Bay defense with Bruce Arians calling a shot. Well, that makes sense, I guess. And once TB12 got going, starts cooking, the game ends. Let's look at the stats, of course. And Patrick Mahomes, 26 of 49, 270 yards and 2 interceptions. Tom Brady wins another MVP because why not? 29 of 21 of 29, 201 yards and 3 touchdowns. Russian Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 9 rushes for 64 yards and 7.11 a pop. Patrick Mahomes, 5 rushes for 33 yards a pop and 6.6 average. Leonard Fournette, 16 carries for 89 yards and 5.56 a pop. And Ronald Jones II, 12 for 2061 for 5.08 a pop. For the receivers, Travis Kelce, 10 catches for 103 yards and 13.3 a pop. Tyreek Hill, 7 catches for 73 yards and 10.42 a pop. Rob Gronkowski, 6 catches for 67 yards for Tampa Bay, of course. I know, another weird thing. 11.17 a pop with 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, yes, I know, weird enough, even in 5 years later right now. 5 catches for 22 yards, 4.4, and a touchdown. And Leonard Fournette, 4 catches for 46 yards and 11.5 a pop. The defense was the real story of the game, but not for Kansas City. Kansas City, Frank Clark have a sack, 4 tackles. Damian Wilson, 10 tackles. Ben Neiman, 9 tackles. Daniel Sorensen, 6 tackles. Chris Jones, Derek Nandy, and Charvarius Ward, 5 tackles. Rashad Breeland, 4 tackles. And Teno Passangon, Tyrann Mathieu, and L'Jarius Sneed, 3 tackles. Then the Tampa Bay defense. French kids. Devin White, interception, 12 tackles. Antoine Winfield Jr., interception, 6 tackles. Ndamukong Suh, 1.5 sacks and 2 tackles. Saquon Barrett, sack and tackle. Cam Gill, 0.5 sack, forced fumble, 2 tackles. Levante David, Sean Murphy, Button combined to have 6 tackles each. Carlton Davis, 5 tackles. Jamel Dean and Mike Edwards, 4 tackles. Jason Pierre-Paul, yes, the guy who I lost 2 fingers on a fireworks I believe years ago, but man, 3 tackles, which is actually good. And Jordan Whitehead, 2 tackles. The kicker and special teams, Harrison Buckner, 3 for 3 field goals. And those were the only points of that entire game. And Ryan Suckup, 4 for 4 extra points and 1 for 1 field goals. Total yards, Kansas City, 350 to 340, but 2 Patrick Mahomes interceptions really deal the game. I wish I can show you an incredible play and all kinds of stuff. But I think the most incredible play is the play that he didn't make. So Patrick Mahomes, he scrambles for his entire life. Throughout the entire game, he was scrambling for the entire game. I think he got more yards scrambling and trying to avoid pressure than any other running back we ever seen in this game. I think next gen stance will do that. But the most incredible play is that he decided to throw this while he's in the air. He threw the ball while he's in the air and was incomplete. And that was probably the coolest incomplete we have ever seen in any Super Bowl history. And well, that pretty much sums up the entire game. It's like Tampa Bay put a clamp on the Chiefs the entire night. And this Super Bowl is important because this is the was supposed to be the passing of the torch, of course. The greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady trying to pass it off to Patrick Mahomes. And we're never going to get it. Although you can say that Patrick Mahomes are kind of exceeded him in terms of the age category. But in terms of greatness so far, Tom Brady is like the head above everybody else. And even in 2022, and we'll get to 2022 Super Bowl tomorrow, he was better. He was absolutely great. Unfortunately, the Rams and, Stafford and Cooper Kupp, and that's a spoiler, of course, were incredibly better in that divisional round game to knock Brady off. So even though Tom Brady was in his 40s, he still managed to play ball pretty well in all cases. So what was supposed to be a path to the torch is another great reminder that Tom Brady was better without Belichick. And in case everybody doesn't know the news from what happened a couple of days ago, I'm talking about it under 28, is I don't want to go about it, but you already know the news. You already know news. But the fact that he managed to do it without Belichick, and the fact he managed to do it within his 40s, it just defies logic. It defies incredibleness. It defies him as a player and as a person. And my God, the Super Bowl was amazing. Even though it was weird from all around us, of course, with the cardboards and all kinds of stuff, for Tampa Bay to win a Super Bowl at home. And yes, Akeem, you notice that this is taking place in their home stadium. They're the first ever team to win a Super Bowl at their home stadium, but not the last, guys. And for that to happen in the weird circumstance, of course, it's just, I guess. I don't know if it's an asterisk, of course, but then again, the Dodgers won in the bubble and the Lakers won in the bubble. So, yeah, I know, weird Super Bowl, of course, weird season. And Tampa Bay winning the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and Antonio Brown and Gronkowski in it. Weird enough already. So, yeah, that I should step off the weirdness train and tell everybody that thank you all for watching. Super Bowl 56 is coming up, of course, tomorrow. And if you want more of these, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all